Why is Nike so subdued on posting anything or promoting much around like these big moments around Caitlin Clark?
Nike, you guys don't dictate to us who the face of the league is. The consumer does that. The viewer does that. And the viewers and the consumers are telling you that Caitlin Clark is the face of this league.
Where the hell is Nike? Where are you, Nike? What is going on?
Nike seems to be continuing to fumble the bag when it comes to Caitlin.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar globally.
Nike just made the biggest mistake of the year. They chose to sideline Caitlin Clark to push Aja Wilson instead.
Nike is a big company. Why is it that you can't endorse Caitlin Clark and Aja Wilson at the same damn time? See, I know why y'all don't want to, because it will be ridiculous and embarrassing.
Despite Clark breaking records, selling out arenas and drawing millions of fans,
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
She's so good at basketball.
Nike continues to ignore her.
Nike seems to be continuing to fumble the bag when it comes to Caitlin. She still doesn't have a signature shoe. The merch is very limited that they put out for Caitlin Clark, and a lot of fans are wondering why. People want to buy Caitlin Clark things, and they especially want to buy Caitlin Clark Nike things.
Today, we're exposing the truth about why Caitlin Clark might be done with Nike for good. If you love Caitlin Clark and stand with her, comment 100% below right now. Let's break this down clearly. Nike has made a deliberate decision to push Aja Wilson as their face of women's basketball.
Aja Wilson should get all her credit, bruh. She should get her just due. Championship in high school, I believe. Championships in college. Championship in the pros. Defensive player of the year. Rookie of the year. MVPs. That woman should get all her credit.
While leaving Caitlin Clark in the shadows. When Aja Wilson's signature shoe dropped, Nike only released 3,000 pairs. Why so few? Simple. They wanted to create artificial scarcity. The shoes sold out in minutes, and Nike spun the story like they had a runaway success. And honestly, the shoes do look good. Nobody is denying Aja Wilson deserves credit. She's a champion, an MVP, and a defensive powerhouse. But here's the problem. Nike is acting like they can only promote one star at a time.
It was a Wilson on top. Can't take her spot.
That commercial right there, straight fire. That commercial right there, that's an Aja Wilson commercial. Y'all trying to pander to the black community.
Instead of sharing the spotlight, Nike has gone all in on Wilson and completely ignored Caitlin Clark's historic run.
Nike is tripping. The way they disrespect Caitlin Clark is a humble person, bro. She's very likable and she's very humble.
While Wilson got flashy commercials and heavy marketing, Clark, the biggest phenomenon women's basketball has seen in years, got silence. Let's not forget, when Caitlin Clark returned to Iowa and drilled a 36-foot logo three in front of a sold-out crowd of nearly 15,000 people.
She hits her signature logo three from 36 feet. Yes, I said it, 36 feet. She was actually behind her signature logo that was on the court. Her jersey is in the rafters at that arena, and they also have a spot on the floor where she broke the NCAA scoring record. It's a 22 on the court, and that was one of her signature logo threes.
Gatorade was quick to celebrate her with a social media post. Nike? Nothing. Crickets. No tweet, no post, no mention. And it doesn't stop there.
Now, one of her lead sponsors that was noticeably quiet yesterday was Nike. And a lot of people were tweeting about this. They were wondering, why isn't Nike and Nike basketball, why are none of their accounts saying anything about this?
Nike fans noticed that when Clark won WNBA Rookie of the Year, all Nike did was slap some plain text on a basic t-shirt. No special graphics, no celebration, no energy. Meanwhile, when Aja Wilson won MVP, Nike produced a bold, stylish shirt and a full campaign to honor her.
And for Nike to be trying to push her and put Caitlin Clark to the side is disrespectful, bruh.
Even in a major commercial where Nike hyped up 10 of their players, they managed to talk about 9.
There was the commercial that they showed, and they had somebody calling out, hyping up all the players, and there's like 10 players on the t-shirt, and they talked about 9 of them. in the commercial and just ignored Caitlin Clark.
And skip over Caitlin Clark completely. Fans were so outraged that Nike had to re-edit the commercial and awkwardly patch in a monotone voice saying, "Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark." It was embarrassing.
Nike seems to be continuing to fumble the bag when it comes to Caitlin. She still doesn't have a signature shoe. The merch is very limited that they put out for Caitlin Clark, and a lot of fans are wondering why. People want to buy Caitlin Clark things, and they especially want to buy Caitlin Clark Nike things.
The truth is clear. Nike knows they have Caitlin Clark locked into an 8-year deal, and they're stashing her on the bench while they ride A'ja Wilson's campaign first. There are even long-standing rumors that Nike internally decided years ago to put anything Caitlin related on the back burner until they wrapped up their projects with Wilson. Now, no one is saying A'ja doesn't deserve her shine, but the question is simple. Why can't Nike promote both women at the same time?
Caitlin Clark is a superstar globally. A'ja Wilson is a star. She's a star in the league, but she's not a superstar. A superstar is known globally.
Why does it have to be either or? The fans have already spoken. Caitlin Clark is breaking viewership records, filling arenas, and pulling global attention to women's basketball. Yet Nike is stuck in an outdated playbook, and their blatant favoritism is becoming impossible to ignore.
Is it so hard to just put out a social media post promoting your star player? Globally, one of the faces of not only women's basketball, but of basketball as a whole.
Now, here's where things get downright embarrassing for Nike. Because while they've been busy pushing A'ja Wilson front and center, the rest of the world has already made up its mind. Caitlin Clark is the face of women's basketball, period, and the numbers don't lie. Let's start with the preseason game between the Indiana Fever and the Brazilian national team.
The Fever Brazil game was quite a spectacle. Caitlin Clark launching her 36-foot bomb from her logo. So ESPN posted this today. LeBron and Clark. The Brazil Fever game came in at 1.3 million.
A preseason game, mind you, not even a regular season matchup. That game, featuring Caitlin Clark, drew 1.34 million viewers on ESPN. To put that in perspective, that's higher than all but 2 NBA preseason games over the last 14 years. And both of those featured LeBron James. You heard that right? Caitlin Clark is pulling LeBron-level numbers in women's basketball preseason. And this is just the beginning. It's not just about TV ratings. When Clark returned to her alma mater, Iowa, to play in that same game, the arena sold out within an hour of tickets being released.
Tickets for this game actually sold out within the hour when it was announced, and people were lining up for over 3 hours before the game just to get into this arena. So to say that this game was highly anticipated and was hyped up would be an understatement.
People were lining up for over 3 hours just to get inside. The total attendance was 14,998 fans. Nearly 15,000 packed into Carver Hawkeye Arena for a WNBA preseason exhibition. And the kicker? The average resale ticket price was a staggering $650.
There were 14,998 people in attendance for this game, and the average reported ticket price was $650. Now, if you do the math here and you do 15,000 people times $650, that is almost $9.75 million just for a WNBA preseason game.
If you do the math, that's almost $9.75 million in revenue for a single preseason game. Let that sink in. Nearly $10 million for one exhibition game. No other player in the WNBA is generating that kind of motion right now. Not even close. And it's not just one isolated event. Every game Caitlin Clark touches is turning into must-watch TV. Even the Fever's first preseason game, a game Clark didn't even play in, had an attendance of over 12,400 people. The WNBA hasn't seen numbers like this in decades, and many experts agree it's all because of Clark. In fact, before Clark entered the league, average WNBA game viewership hovered between 300,000 and 500,000 viewers.
This is the queue more than 2 hours before the game. Not even, if not, probably 4 figures amount of people are waiting outside already 2 hours before for everything to open up.
Now, Clark's games are starting at over 1 million viewers as the baseline, and it's expected to keep climbing all season long. That kind of impact lifts the entire league, not just one team. What's more, Clark's popularity isn't just confined to the court. She's got crossover appeal that extends into pop culture. She was just at the Met Gala alongside Angel Reese.
She was just at the Met Gala. There were so many WNBA players at the Met Gala. Like, how many times have WNBA players, like, even attended the Met Gala? I mean, Angel Reese was there. Sabrina Ionescu was there. Breanna Stewart was there.
Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna Stewart. And make no mistake, Caitlin's presence at these elite events helps elevate the entire WNBA brand. Sponsors and corporations are lining up to attach their name to her.
Some of her sponsors would want to show her support on social media, do any sort of marketing to uplift her and uplift their brand. And one who did do that was Gatorade. They tweeted a photo of her and they said, "Real home court advantage. Welcome back to Iowa, Caitlin Clark."
Because she's not only a generational talent on the floor, she's relatable, marketable, clean cut, and universally liked. Her family-oriented image, her focus on setting an example for younger generations, and her ability to stay out of messy controversies make her a dream for brands. And guess what? Other companies have already noticed. Gatorade, for example, was lightning quick to capitalize on Clark's homecoming game. They posted a heartfelt tribute on social media saying, "Real home court advantage. Welcome back to Iowa, Caitlin Clark." That's how you support your athlete. That's how you show your audience you're paying attention.
Caitlin Clark is just different from everyone else.
It's crazy how one player can implement a change so massive, and that is Caitlin Clark.
The Indiana Fever are where they are because of Caitlin Clark. The WNBA is where it is because of Caitlin Clark. The Iowa situation is what it is because of Caitlin Clark.
But Nike, not a word. They didn't tweet, they didn't post, they didn't celebrate. They let one of the biggest moments of their own athlete's career go by without a peep. This isn't just bad PR. This is corporate malpractice. Nike is letting millions of dollars walk right out the door by failing to leverage the hottest name in women's sports right now. And fans aren't stupid. They see what's going on. They're frustrated, they're angry, and they're starting to make noise about it. To make matters worse for Nike, Caitlin Clark's fan base isn't just big, it's global. During that same Brazil exhibition game, players from the Brazilian national team were lining up to get her autograph and take selfies with her.
Caitlin was signing their jerseys after the game. They were taking photos with her and the rest of the Indiana Fever, making TikToks on the floor, shooting from her signature logo spot.
Coaches from other countries have openly said Caitlin Clark has changed the game and that her influence is being felt worldwide. We've seen similar waves before in sports history. Tiger Woods in golf, Serena Williams in tennis, and now Caitlin Clark in women's basketball. When an athlete reaches that level, you don't wait around. You go all in. You capitalize on the moment. You ride the wave. But Nike, for reasons that make absolutely no sense, is sitting on its hands. And the crazy part? It's not like they don't know how powerful this opportunity is. Let's not forget. Before Caitlin Clark even got drafted, Nike scrambled to sign her to an 8-year, $28 million deal. They knew what they had. They knew the motion she was bringing, yet here they are, acting like she's just another player on the roster. And let's be clear, this isn't an either-or situation. There's absolutely no reason Nike couldn't be promoting both A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark at the same time.
Whenever Caitlin Clark takes the floor, that maybe is different not only from any player in the WNBA, but from any player in basketball.
It's crazy how one player can implement a change so massive, and that is Caitlin Clark.
Fans don't have a problem with both players getting love. What they have a problem with is the clear, deliberate snubbing of Clark, despite the fact that she's single-handedly dragging viewership, ticket sales, merchandise revenue, and overall interest in the WNBA to heights we've never seen before. Bottom line, Nike is completely out of touch.
Caitlin Clark is on their roster so that she's not competing against them. And a lot of people are saying, oh, this is why Nike are failing. And I don't think it's necessarily a Caitlin Clark versus A'ja Wilson thing. But it does seem like it's very clear Nike have decided that they can only promote one person at a time and that A'ja Wilson...
They think they can dictate who the face of the league is, But they forgot one thing. The fans decide that, not the brand. And the fans have already spoken loud and clear. Caitlin Clark is the star they want. By now, it's obvious to everyone watching, Nike is fumbling the bag when it comes to Caitlin Clark. And make no mistake, the frustration is bubbling over, not just among fans, but inside Clark's own camp. The signs are everywhere that Caitlin Clark might be fed up and ready to walk away from Nike for good. Let's break it down. First, there's the biggest red flag, Connor McCaffrey, Caitlin's boyfriend. He didn't just sit quietly and watch Nike disrespect her. No, Connor took matters into his own hands. He retweeted a viral post on X, formerly Twitter, that directly called out Nike. The post said, "Hey Nike, do you even have internet? Are you paying attention to what Caitlin Clark is doing right now?" That's a bold move. He's not just a fan, he's part of Clark's inner circle. And he didn't post that tweet lightly. He left it up just long enough to get national attention, spark conversation, and make it clear that the people closest to Caitlin are noticing Nike's disrespect.
WNBA fans point out Caitlin Clark's supposed lack of attention from Nike. Ain't no supposed to it. A lot of people noticed exactly what I did. How in the world, as it sets at 12:08 p.m. Central Time, has Nike, and at Nike Basketball, have they not posted a fudging thing, I almost just F-U-C-K'd it right here, thing about anything that happened during that game yesterday?
Yes, the tweet was later deleted, but the damage was done. The message was clear. We're not happy. Now let's talk about the contract itself. Caitlin Clark signed an 8-year, $28 million deal with Nike before she even played a WNBA game. On the surface, that sounds like a huge payday. But when you look at the numbers and the motion she's bringing to the league, that deal is starting to look lopsided. $28 million over 8 years averages out to $3.5 million a year. Compare that to what Nike's getting in return. Millions of dollars in ticket revenue from games she headlines.
Caitlin Clark breaking the record at $440 per average ticket to get into this game. That record was rebroken and increased to $670 per ticket. Couldn't help myself. Haters, read it and weep.
This is just a really high quality team, I think, and I look forward to seeing the rest, as it looks like they just scored their 100th point of the game against Brazil. I do not believe the Chicago Sky did as well against Brazil as Indiana is right now.
It was an unbelievable game to watch on television. It looked great. The crowd was into it. It was fired up. Social media was fired up during the game.
Millions of TV viewers tuning into every game she plays. Merchandise sales that would skyrocket if Nike actually produced enough Caitlin Clark gear. If you're Clark's agent, her family, or her legal team, you're looking at that deal now and realizing Nike got her on a bargain, and they're not even putting in the effort to promote her properly? That's insulting. That's infuriating. And here's where the Steph Curry parallel comes into play. And trust me, it's a story Nike does not want repeated.
This is where everything went wrong. Nike and Steph had a meeting to discuss the deal, and in the meeting, one of the representatives of Nike kept calling Steph Stephon. But it doesn't stop there. They were presenting him a PowerPoint presentation, and they left Kevin Durant's name on the PowerPoint and didn't even change it. They gave him the same one as KD. After that, Steph immediately declined and went with Under Armour. Last year, he signed a 10-year, $1 billion contract with his own brand called Curry Brand underneath Under Armour. Do have to say, though, a Nike Steph Curry basketball shoe probably would have went crazy.
Years ago, Nike had the chance to lock Steph Curry into a long-term deal. But during the pitch meeting, they mispronounced his name repeatedly, called him Stephon instead of Steph. And to make it worse, they left Kevin Durant's name on the PowerPoint presentation. That level of disrespect pushed Curry right into the arms of Under Armour. Fast forward, and Steph signed a 10-year, $1 billion deal with his own Curry brand under Under Armour, a deal that made him a billionaire and made Nike look foolish. Sound familiar? The exact same pattern is unfolding with Caitlin Clark. Nike has her locked down, but they're treating her like an afterthought. The disrespect is piling up, and history shows that when athletes at Clark's level feel disrespected, they walk, and they make billions doing it. Let's not kid ourselves. The legal avenues are already being discussed. In the transcripts we analyzed, there were clear discussions about how agents and lawyers are likely reviewing the Nike deal right now, searching for loopholes, buyouts, or renegotiation clauses.
I was Caitlin Clark, I would call my agent and I would have them get in touch with some lawyers and I will be trying to get out of that Nike deal as fast as I can because they've been disrespectful.
Because here's the reality. If Caitlin Clark walks away from Nike, she will have dozens of companies lining up to offer her a bigger, better deal. Under Armour would jump at the chance, hoping to repeat their Curry success. Adidas, Puma, New Balance, even emerging women's sports brands, they all know Caitlin Clark is a once-in-a-generation superstar. And here's the kicker. Her fans will follow her wherever she goes. We've seen this happen before. When Steph Curry switched to Under Armour, millions of fans switched with him, driving sales through the roof. If Clark moves to a different brand, especially one that actually respects her and promotes her properly, Nike's loss will be catastrophic. Let's not forget, Caitlin Clark has international appeal. Players and coaches from Brazil, Europe, and beyond are already hailing her as a game changer. Her crossover into pop culture is undeniable. She's the perfect storm of talent, charisma, marketability, and global relevance.
It's because her games are an actual event.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
This is what the drawing power of a real star looks like.
Caitlin Clark's presence on the court is undeniable.
Nike is playing with fire, and they seem oblivious to the flames. Fans are already voicing their displeasure, begging Caitlin to leave Nike. Social media is filled with comments like, "Caitlin deserves better than this. Nike is disrespecting the face of basketball. Time to move on." Under Armour made Curry a billionaire. Imagine what they could do with Clark. Let's be clear about one more thing. Caitlin Clark herself hasn't publicly complained. That's not her style. She's a consummate professional, laser-focused on basketball.
Caitlin Clark has the charisma, she has the personality, and she has the star power, and she has the statistics and the actual on-court talent to back everything up.
But you don't have to speak publicly to send a message. Her boyfriend's tweet, her fans' outrage, and the mounting evidence of dissatisfaction all point to one thing. The clock is ticking on Nike. And honestly, they deserve to lose her. They had every chance to treat Caitlin Clark like the generational superstar she is. Instead, they chose to sideline her to push their own narrative. They underestimated the power of her fan base, her influence, and her global reach. If Clark and her team pull the trigger and walk away, Nike won't just lose a player. They'll lose the future of women's basketball. And once she's gone, there's no getting her back. Nike thought they could sideline Caitlin Clark and no one would notice. But now the world is watching, and so is Caitlin.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
And she's so good at basketball.
Because she's that awesome person, and she has like a lot of aura, so like.
The fans have spoken, the numbers don't lie, and the disrespect is clear. If Nike doesn't fix this fast, they're about to lose the biggest superstar women's basketball has ever seen. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Caitlin Clark should leave Nike? Should she take her talents somewhere else? I'm reading every single comment. And if you stand with Caitlin Clark, show your love one more time. Drop 100% in the comments right now. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more updates, and I'll see you in the next one.